Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today we're talking Love is Blind, Season 2, Episode 2. Love triangles. Dun dun dun. You guys, I am really enjoying this show. I did not expect to like this as much as I do. I liked Season 1 okay. There were parts that I really liked, some parts I'm really enjoying this season 2, and I'm excited to get into this episode. Lots of stuff to talk about, so let's jump in. But first, check out my merch, link below. I got Midnight Toast, Justice for Steve. It's a load of pants. Or find me on Patreon. It's patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. So this is episode 2. If you didn't watch episode 1, definitely go back and watch that because, they leave off on a cliffhanger. Now, just a reminder, in case you don't actually watch the show, you're just here for the recap. Welcome. They flash kind of strange camera angles, like this one I'm showing you here. They sometimes put blurry images up, like they have to kind of keep you interested because otherwise you'll realize, oh, hey, it's just somebody talking to a wall. So just know that when you see some of these photos, that's what's going on. Like this here, you just see these white flashes of light, see on their faces and stuff. That happens a lot. That's just how this program goes. It's kind of distracting. Okay, so Nick, 35, software marketing. Danielle, 28, advertising. They got engaged in the first episode. So what's the next logical step? Hey, let's meet in person. Yes, I hear how ridiculous it is, but I really root for Danielle. She's fantastic. Really like her personality so far. I hope she doesn't end up being awful. We'll see. I'm taking this one episode at a time, so I literally have not watched anything ahead. I haven't read anything. I'm excited. As I do these recaps, I literally don't know what's going to happen next. But, so they got engaged, and they're meeting, and yay, they're so happy. And they keep saying they love each other, and he's telling her how pretty she looks. She was worried that he wouldn't think she was cute. She's talked about in the last episode, she's lost a significant amount of weight. She's dealt with self-esteem issues, and I think she's a knockout. Her hair is gorgeous. Her eyes are beautiful. I think she's stunning. So they're kissing, and she says that she's ready to marry him tomorrow, and they're going to go on a romantic vacation together. They're going to Mexico. They say, I love you a whole bunch. They talk about each having blue eyes, and how their kids will have blue eyes, and he's wearing his dog on his socks. I'm sorry, is this? Yeah, okay. I'm going to skip what I was going to say there. Just hear what I'm thinking. Okay. I said it the last episode. I mean, I tell the truth here. That's what I do. I really like this guy. He seems very nice. I'm just asking, is he straight? I'm just asking. If, I feel like he'd make somebody a nice boyfriend. I just surprised okay. But no, he's wearing that and acting like this, and they call each other fiance, say they love each other, and this is how this part goes. They're kissing, and they're going to go on this romantic vacation together to Mexico. And like I said in last episode, like, cool, great, easy to be in love in a romantic resort in Mexico. Hard to be in love when your husband's getting annoying and you're on a road trip together and your kid's screaming in the back seat. Let's see what happens when the shit really hits the fan, right? But good for them. I really do like her. We'll see what happens. Okay. So we go to, they have these living quarters, these boys and girls rooms. That part I really don't care about. It's hard for me. There's a lot of people we just don't see yet. That's just how the show works. Like some people they'll flash to and you're just like, oh, hey, who's that? They must just not having interesting enough storyline, so they just don't focus on those people. But I don't know, we just kind of get to see them all cheersing. They love to show these golden goblets. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's product placement or what, but it's like their favorite thing to show. So we see different people talking, and we go into the pods. So again, if you're new here, the way this works, see these lights. These are each doors. You go into this pod where there's a wall dividing you, but only you and the other person can hear each other. You can't hear anybody else. You just talk to each other and just have a conversation. It sounds like it goes for hours upon end. I have mixed feelings about this. Yeah, I guess it's a good way to get to know somebody. I don't know. I struggle staying focused on things, so I would probably have trouble. I'd probably be terrible at this, like I just I think I'd get bored and I don't know, start doing push-ups or something instead of listening to the other person, or I'd start counting wall panels. I would just have trouble with this scenario, but it makes you focus on what the other person is saying, I guess. I'm talking right through this. So I really do like this guy here. This is Jarrett. We learned some interesting things about him this episode, which we'll get into. But he's kind of in a love triangle. He likes Mallory, and he likes the lady they were just showing there. I hope I'm saying her name right, Ayanna. Here's Mallory here. Mallory, they just kind of seem to have an easy connection. It's hard to say. I don't know. I say that when he's with Ayanna, too. I'm not sure who he's going to end up with there, but Mallory seems to like him as well. They're talking about sex and, what kind of ring she likes. She loves gold. They talk about that. They get into, some detailed stuff. Have you ever thought about what life would be like and what if they got married and what that would sound like? They're laughing, they're flirting, and yeah, it's cute. It seems easy between them, not forced, and they seem to really like each other. It's hard to say because she also has a connection with Salvador. And I really like Salvador, too. He seems super nice. They play Never Have I Ever. Now, you kind of see some differences here when they play this because they just kind of have, they have different personalities. He seems like a little bit more, I don't think uptight is a word. He's more reserved about things, and she's more free about things. And, hey, sometimes that's good. You can't have two exactly the same. That'll drive you crazy, so... but he's never had sex in a public place. She has. He's never, been with somebody of the same sex. She has. They just talk about they have some differences, but then they start finding similarities. They are close to their siblings. He has tattoos dedicated to them. She has a tattoo. I think she said it was a family tree type thing. They talk about that sort of thing. I don't know. I'm attracted to him as well. I think he's very cute and he seems very sweet. We haven't seen a ton of him, but the little bit they've shown of him, he seems like a sweet guy. So that's cool. Okay. I have to give my good friend Whitney, and please check out her channel, Singing for Whitney, YouTube. She's the one that writes all the fabulous songs, right? All the parodies. She's incredibly talented. She made me laugh so hard because I keep talking about this Shaina, and she and I were messaging about this show and how Shaina is, and she pointed out Shaina is always laying down. This is how we see Shaina. She actually, again, Whitney, had me cracking up saying, what is going on with Shaina? Is she needs a medical check? Is she iron deficient? And to that, Whitney, I say, that is hilarious. I've been laughing all night about that. And now all I notice is Shaina laying down. So check out Singing number 4, Whitney. Thank you for that. Okay, so Natalie... Okay, this is the whole thing. I thought Shayne was leaving the show. That's kind of how they left it last episode. Well, apparently he didn't leave because he's still there. He actually left the room last time saying he was going to bounce. So I thought that was it for Shayne, but nope, he's here. Shayne freaks me out a little bit. I want to like his playfulness, but his eyes... He has intense eyes. I'm trying to think, if you make eye contact with him, it'd make you shudder a little bit. He's a very intense starer, and I just can't handle that. So I just don't think we'd be a good match. But Natalie seems to like him. I like Natalie. Natalie seems a little bit serious. I'm honestly surprised he would go so hard for Natalie because she does seem to be a bit more serious, and he seems to be, I don't know, more playful is the word. He's a goofball. I can't put my finger on who he reminds me of. If you think of who it is, let me know in the comments. There I find him attractive, and he's got a nice figure, but those eyes, it's a lot, right? What is he doing here? I don't even know what I photographed. I'm looking back like, whoa. Okay, so he asked Natalie to be his girlfriend, but as soon as Shaina comes in, he brushes it off. He's being weird about it, and she finally just straight up asks him, did you ask Natalie to be your girlfriend? And he kind of has to reluctantly admit it, and it's awkward. And she even says, listen, if you have a girlfriend, this changes things. He was just calling her hot. He was asking her what she was wearing, in her tank top and stuff. I don't know. I just don't trust him. I don't. I think he likes the thrill and the chase of Shaina, but he likes that Natalie she's very open about kind of fawning over him, right? So he just kind of rubs me the wrong way. I'm just not a fan of Shayne. Okay, so he's pouting about Shaina, saying she's a fantastic person. I might not talk to her again. This sucks. That's what he's saying. Okay, let's talk about Shake for a minute. I did not like Shake at all last episode. He still bugs me a lot this episode, and I have a lot to say about him, but I like him a little better. And honestly, I started thinking, why do I like him a little better? Well, it's because I really like, oh my God, what is her name? I didn't write it down in my notes. This girl. Shit. Hold on. What's her name? So sorry. I had to look that up. It's Deepti. I hope I'm saying that right. Deepti. He actually calls her Deeps, so I'll go with that. Okay. So Deeps, we find out a little bit more about. She lost 70 to 80 pounds. That's incredible. So he screams superficial to me. He keeps asking these women what size they are, if he can pick them up. If he keeps saying over and over, he says it again this episode about how if he can put them on his shoulders, then they're within the range of the right size for him. We do find out more that he was chubby growing up. He's got body image issues, and I'd say good for you for admitting it and trying to grow from it. We all, say the wrong thing, do the wrong things, but I think he's a smart guy, and he realized, oh shit, people are going to see this, they're going to be mad. I better backpedal a little bit. That's what I felt like was going on there. Okay, let's go over to Shaina. She has feelings for Shayne. But she's doing that thing where she's like, oh, hey, Kyle, Shayne likes a girl, so I should probably pay attention to you. I think she liked Kyle, but it kind of pushed her in his direction. Now, here's where things go south. She is all about faith. He is absolutely not about it. He's not religious at all. He's an atheist. And it gives her big pause. They kind of go back and forth, and you just realize they have nothing in common. Or maybe they do, but nothing, no core values in common, we'll say that. And regardless of your beliefs, you gotta figure that out, especially before you have kids. Holy shit. Okay, so he even points out, oh God, we're polar opposites. He says he was floating, and now he's grounded. So we're back to Shook and Deeps. Again, that's what they call themselves. Okay, great. So he's saying that they'll have smart and awesome kids. She's a puzzle piece that fits like nobody else. I just kept getting the feeling that he really likes her, but he was holding out to see what she looks like to make up his mind fully. And I kept thinking, oh no, I'm scared. I'm scared he's going to be like, no, you're not the right physical whatever for me, so that's a no on that. But no, that's not, we'll get there, but he proposes here. She says 1,000 times yes. They talk about the rest of their lives together, and we'll see how that goes. He's talking about how he needs to change, and this house has changed him and stuff, and I really like her, so I hope so. I hope he has changed, but I get the feeling as soon as they get out in the real world, he's talked over and over about having a thing for blonde hair. I'm scared he's going to go back to that and he's going to break her heart. I really am. So it's a happy engagement celebration. They go back to their respective rooms and they don't get to see each other quite yet. Okay, you guys, this part was really hard to watch. I cried the first episode. I cried during this episode, during this scene right here. Because of the nature of what they talk about, I cannot really talk about it too much on YouTube, so I'm going to just be brief and say she suffered a terrible trauma when she was 17, and we find out he suffered a terrible trauma last year. He almost didn't make it. As a result, somebody close to him hurt him very badly. It's just, oh God, it's so sad. So he didn't think he would make it. He woke up in the hospital confused and alone, and it's hard to even talk about. Okay. It made me like him even more and feel for him. It made me feel for her. I'm rooting for them. But he is honest with her here and says, listen, I really like you. But he says, I've made connections with you and Mallory. My brain is flustered. I'm going back and forth. And my heart broke for her a little bit because Ayanna really does like Jared. She actually told him, you're my number one. So we go to Mallory and Jared, and we see, so they're talking about what they do. They talk about their home situation, just the stuff you talk about on like first, second dates, things like that. Like what are your dogs like? Do you like to cuddle? All that stuff. Favorite movie? All that crap when you get to know somebody. And then we go into, it's Mallory and Salvador. That's the other one she has a connection with. And she says she finds herself thinking of Salvador. And he's saying, I know it's a lot. And he says, I want to take that risk with you. And he prepared her. So I think she looks beautiful here, by the way. I think she's just a stunning woman. He has prepared her. I really like Salvador, by the way. He's just so sweet. He has prepared something for her. He says it's cheesy. He pulls out a ukulele and he starts singing a song. You guys, so cute. So yeah, it's cringy, but it's cute, right? I mean, he wrote her this song. She's hiding behind a blanket the entire time. I couldn't tell if she was cringing or loving it or both, probably. But she says that he's so cute, and that's the nicest thing anyone has ever done for her. So she's moved by the gesture because he wrote her a song. How cute is that? So she's moved by the gesture. And from there, we go over to Shake. So when I try to like Shake, again, I'm calling him that because he calls himself that. I try to like him. He says things like, again, he calls her Deeps. I already told Deeps that if she's within a 2-mile radius of me, that booty is not safe. And yeah, great. That's something funny you would say to a partner, but maybe not the second you're getting engaged. I don't know. Call me crazy. Like, when Jay proposed, I don't remember mentioning my booty. Maybe he did. I don't know. But, so she's nervous. She says she thinks he's a beautiful person, but she's nervous because, again, she's lost a significant amount of weight. I think she deals with, the residual physical. She just gets nervous about things, and they meet, and it is sweet because he seems to really like her. He is kind of all over her and saying, he kept saying like, damn, and that he's just really into her. So he kept saying, holy shit, and he's grabbing her butt, and he's like, I don't know, lifting her up. Jay made a joke about, is he trying to lay her down on a scale? Because he seems obsessed with weight. But he seems to be really into her. He's telling her she looks stunning. He presents her with a ring. And he proposes. She's so happy. And it's sweet. He actually touches her feet. And she explains in their culture, when you get married, the wife is supposed to touch the husband's feet. But she told him, I don't roll that way. I'm not going to be doing that. We are equals. So when he proposed to her, he touches her feet. I just, okay, fine. He's cute. I mean, that was sweet. That was a nice gesture. And he's saying she's perfect. I hope I'm going to make her happy like she deserves to be. And he says, you're everything in the world that I want. So then we go over to Kyle. Kyle is the one that, yeah, he's with the iron deficient girl. Thank you, Whitney. He's saying in the past he's been too harsh with people. Let me wade through the bullshit. What he's saying is, I think I really like Shaina. I'm willing to overlook that she's religious. Hopefully she's willing to overlook that I'm not religious. Let's make this happen. When she walks in the room, she sees the little box on the table and she starts mouthing like, holy shit, like this is her face the whole time. She sits down and says, I have some questions. And she says their core values are different. And he says, does that scare you? And I'm saying, yes, it absolutely should scare both of you. Your core values are different. The answer's right there. Okay. But in a very sweet gesture, he tells her, pick up the box. You are holding my mother's engagement ring. You guys, Oh my God. He says, you remind me so much of my mother, which I believe is supposed to be a nice thing, but yeah, ixnay that. Can you open the box, please? Will you marry me? There's hesitation on her part. She's mouthing, like, holy shit, I don't know what she's saying. But she finally says yes. And he says he wants to grab her face and kiss her. She says she's in shock right now. Oh, I am scared for them both. This is not going to go well. They're going to ignore their core values for each other. That's great when you want to hop in the sack. I don't know how great that is long term. But she keeps saying over and over she's in shock, and he seems giddy. He seems pretty excited about the whole thing. I can't even believe he gave her his mom's ring. I keep wondering how these ring things work. Like, is it like the Bachelor where Neil Lane's just like hanging out waiting to give you a ring? I don't know how that works, but he brought his mom's ring and said he wasn't anticipating to give it out, but here we are. Oh my gosh. So then we see Shaina. Again, she's saying over and over, I'm in shock. She sits down to do an interview with a producer, and she's crying. So again, that can't bode well. It's not like happy tears, like she's panic crying. And they're like, okay, what's up? And she says, well, she cares about Kyle, but she's worried because there's huge things that they don't see eye to eye on. And she's worried because, remember, I think I mentioned in the first episode, she was engaged before, and like 40 days out from being married, they called off the wedding. So she's worried about making past mistakes again. Well, Whitney, you might be onto something with this iron deficient thing. Yikes. So I'm just going to call Shayne Eyes from now on. So Eyes was saying that he's developed feelings for two people, Shaina and Natalie. Shaina never tells him how she feels. Natalie is very assertive, and it makes him feel safe and secure. He explains to Natalie he's brought one girl home in his entire life. He feels a deeper connection to Natalie than he did with the girl he brought home. And he says he's ready to propose. Okay, let me just tell you, he did this shit before, where he confuses which girl is in the room. Last time, he thought it was Shaina and starts talking to Natalie. This time, he thinks it's Natalie and starts talking to Shaina. Yeah, Eyeballs is not the brightest. He's just not. So Shaina's in the room. He starts talking to her like she's Natalie. He says he feels so good about this. This is exactly how they were supposed to meet. And then he realizes, oh shit, it's Shaina. And she stops him and says, listen, hear me out. She starts to say, I have deep feelings for you. He starts saying over and over, fuck. He's literally saying that over and over very loudly. And then the episode ends, and it's such a cliffhanger because yikes. He's an asshole. He mixed him up again. He keeps doing that. And yeah, what a way to end the episode. Damn, I'm enjoying this season so much. It's so much fun. Really enjoying the episodes. So much fun to talk about. So much drama. It's so silly, right? It's so silly. I want to know some of the other people, but I also want to see what the heck's going on with these people, and I want to see how it all goes down. So I'm going to keep recapping the crap out of this show. Hope you're enjoying it. Thanks so much for watching. Do check out Singing for Whitney. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. She's excellent. I'm trying to get her to write a song that goes along with the show. She writes parody music. It's so funny. And hopefully she'll come up with something fabulous. But thank you guys so much for everything. I hope you have a fantastic day. And I will talk to you again very soon. Take care. Stay healthy. And I will talk to you again. Bye-bye.